In this video, you'll learn how to use the OMS to set up and manage virtual events in SellPro. Virtual events are online webinars that are conducted through the SellPro platform. Users can see, register for, and join the events all right inside the SellPro app. First, I'm going to log into the OMS and look for events in the sidebar. By the way, if you haven't already, check out these videos you see here. They'll show you how you can use the SellPro OMS to build content, engage users, and gather performance analytics. There are two types of OMS users who manage events: approvers and hosts. Both can set up events, invite users, manage event registrations, and select award winners. Event approvers have additional permission to review and approve or bounce events that are submitted by anyone on their team. Event hosts don't have approval permissions. They must submit events for review by an event approver. For the purpose of this demonstration, I'm set up as an event approver, and I'll be creating a virtual event on behalf of a host on my team. You'll see the process from the approver perspective, where I have the ability to approve the event after I've set it up without having to wait for the approval process the way an event host would. When I go to create a new event, I can select from three different types. Live and single store are both for events that take place at a physical location. In this case, I want to create an online virtual event. The OMS Event Builder interface works pretty much the same way as the Course Builder, just with different steps. It has the same status bar and similar options like preview, notes, and activity log. The Event Builder is optimized to help me set up and publish events quickly, so I want to make sure that I've planned my agenda and I have all the information available ahead of time. I'll need to create a new event for each time slot that I want to schedule, so having this information up front before creating the events in OMS will make the process much faster. The events I'm scheduling are going to occur over the course of several days, with a different topic of focus for each day. The events will also be broadcast multiple times throughout each day. This way, users can attend the events they are interested in and select the time each day that works best for them. Let's get started on event details. Here is where I select who will host the event. As I mentioned earlier, I'm creating this virtual event on behalf of another host on my team, so I'll select that person here. This person will be responsible for managing the virtual event on the day it takes place. I'm going to select Public under Event Exposure. This way, I can select exposure by the retailer. If I select Private, I will need to manually send event invites by email to each person that I want to invite. I want all SellPro users at my desired retailers to be able to join this event, so I'll set it to Public. Event description and teaser appear on the event invite the user sees in the app. I'll write something that makes it clear what the event is about, and maybe even something a little exciting in the teaser, like introducing the awards they're eligible to earn for attending, for example. I can provide users with additional materials about my event right here. I can attach any type of file like PDF, text, image, or video, and the user will be able to view them from the event invite. Depending on the webinar platform being used, there may be a limit to the number of people who can join the event at the same time. I'll use the maximum my provider allows. Here, National Event is checked by default. I can uncheck it if I only want attendees from a local zip code. However, since I do want to open up my event to as many SellPro users as possible, I'll make sure that this is checked. Here's where I enter the URL to the webinar service I'll be using to host my event. Users will need this to join when it's time. It's okay if I don't have the real event URL ready yet. I can enter a placeholder for now and change it later on once I've set up my webinar and I have the real link. The Event Builder works with many different webinar services, like Webinar Ninja, Crowdcast, and Zoom. It's best to use a service that doesn't require any additional setup for the event attendees and can be launched directly from the event link. I'll use the description here to add some details about the event location. Now I'll set the date and time that I want the event to occur. I also need to set the time zone to the location from where the event will be broadcast. This way, if users from other time zones wish to attend this time slot, the time will automatically adjust for their location when they see the event in the app. Remember the event exposure setting from earlier? Because I selected public, I can see the in-app visibility section here. I'll select the retailers that I want to expose this event to. Now that I've completed the event details, it's time to look at the awards step. Just like with courses, I need to have already created some event awards in the OMS and assigned inventory to them. I can create event awards by going to Event Awards in the sidebar. Assigning awards is pretty straightforward. Go to the award that I want and assign the number I want to use from the available quantity. And that's it. I'm done setting up my event. I don't need to worry about the award recipient and invites and stats steps just yet. These will be used after the event has been published. Now I can check the preview of the online registration link. While I'm building my event, I can add custom notes or comments, and check the activity log to see all the status changes that have happened. There isn't anything logged here yet because the event is still in draft. The next step is to request approval. If I were an event host submitting this event, the event approvers on my team would receive an email notification after I selected Request Approval. One of the event approvers would then have to review the event. After the event approver has approved or bounced the event, I would then be notified by email. If bounced, I would need to make any changes noted by the event approver and resubmit the event. Once approved, I would then have the ability to publish the event. Since I'm the event approver in this case and I've already made sure that my event is set up the way that I want it, I'll go ahead and select Request Approval, then Approve. If I were to select Request Approval, but then I realize that I made a mistake somewhere, I can select Reset Recall Event to move the event back to draft. Once the event is published, it immediately goes live in the SellPro app, and users can start registering right away. I now also have access to invites and stats. Here, I can check to see who has registered and invite users manually. This is a great option if I have email contacts for retail personnel who don't yet have SellPro accounts, but I want them to participate in the event. I can copy the email template from here and customize it if I like. I can then use it to send an invite through my own email address. While I can write any custom copy that I want, I have to be careful not to modify or remove any of the important details, like the event date and time, or the event registration link. Users you invite will need this link in order to register. If they have a SellPro account, after they open the link, they can log in and register for the event. If they don't have an account, then they can register and attend the event as a guest. Once users begin registering for the event, they will start to appear in this list, categorized by the retailer. I can monitor registrations and check-ins here in the OMS, or I can do it directly in the SellPro app by logging into my brand admin account, going to my events, and selecting the event that I want to manage. When it's time for my event to start, I'll log into the webinar service I'm using to host my event and launch it. The award recipient step is where I pick the winners who will receive the awards that were assigned to the event. All those users who checked in will be available to select from this list. While I can access this section before the event has occurred, I won't be able to assign any of the awards to winners until after the event has concluded. So I'll save this step for later, and after the event is finished, I'll come back to pick the winners. I can also keep track of all event activity through the events dashboard. Now I can set up my event's next time slot simply by copying the event I just created and updating the date, time, and other information as needed.